Navy SEAL. They of the UK, like they're the bastard child or whatever. But they were close, and these are really solid operators. But they showed up. There was one dude there named Steph Bass, and he was a Navy SEAL that I worked with. And he had done. We had an exchange program where we would send a Navy SEAL to the UK, and they would send an SBS guy. And before 9/11, when I worked with the SBS, they knew a shit ton about military operations, urban terrain.
We'll drink water and I'll open it for you.
Maybe you will. Tribute for you, fighting in built-up areas.
Bring me the water. We're going to drink it.
Northern Ireland. They had a lot of action up there, so they knew about the mouse. That's what we were trained with them. But Steph Bass went over there to work with the Brits, who they would have Canada right at 9/11. So the Brits showed up with one Navy SEAL, and they're trying to get Johnny Mike Spam out. They don't know if he's dead or he's missing. They're trying to get him.
Abu Dhabi.
All of it.
When he told me, he just said it was. I remember him just almost looking off into the distance, like, gents, you've never seen gunfire like this, and it's coming this way. Just complete.
Did you find that setting, Punisher?
Wall of gunfire, you can't get up, and it's.
I tried to do that, but I couldn't find it. What you were saying, typing all audio. I can find audio on my setting.
Yeah, out there.
Welcome to Al Mazrah.
Okay, now tell me. I go to setting because I only have audio. And under audio, I have my audio mix, master volume, voice chat, game voice channel.
So you don't have do you have devices?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't have that option here. The devices, the word devices, actual word devices here.
Okay.
I have like audio advanced setting.
Go back one.
Go back one.
Yeah, it should be in the main category.
So when I go in my setting, I have quick setting, controller, keyboard, mouse, graphic, audio interface, account, and network.
All right, try audio interface.
Okay. So now in my interface, I have readability, I have subtitles, I have HUD, telemetry, advanced interface setting. I think it might be that one.
Try that one.
And I have my inverted flash off, gameplay tips on. Nope. It doesn't have the device. Go back and this is kind of crazy.
So go ahead and come back in. You're standing out there in the open.
Yeah. I'll just go ahead. Come back inside there.
I'm looking for an encrypted hard drive right now. Oh, a laptop. We got one laptop.
Marking self-revive.
Yes, Jay, I know. I'm working on it. Talk to me, Jay. Talk to me. Second floor.
I think it's going to be Joe probably to fix this. He might have something on his end that he can hear himself. I don't know.
Well, I
haven't changed my audio settings since yesterday, like it's the same thing.
So we're gonna probably have to Google it. You're on a PS5, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not hearing myself anymore. Like I don't hear my feedback anymore.
Well, yeah, he's turned it down on his end. But what we're trying to do is just ixnay that so he can still hear it.
Your squad is scattered. Sticking together will
I don't hear my feedback, so we're good to go. If you're good, then let's go. Let's just go. I'm gonna get some backpack probably. Because last game. We got players over here. Yeah, I'm on you. Yeah, I'm coming.
That's right.
Don't get down in the stash.
Can you mark him, Joe?
Huh?
Can you mark the player?
I don't see it. I don't see him. I know they were shooting at something.
Ultra One,
He
enemy
might
threat
be
is
behind
operating
us
in
on
the
top
AO.
of the hill.
Ultra One, activity is increasing near your location. Stay alert.
I don't see nobody. The thing is, at the end of this, you know, doing your microphone, does it sound better?
I honestly, like, I haven't really changed my device settings since yesterday. I don't know if something changed on your end that you started hearing it back, because I haven't really changed my audio setting. Has it been always like that? I don't know.
Well,
So I wouldn't be, like,
sometimes
repeating.
the microphone sensitivity can stay the same, but from one day to the next, the microphone sensitivity will actually physically change. All electronics have a mood.
Oh Lord. It's artificial intelligence, man. It's artificial intelligence. Did you know, I was listening to a guy from the Pentagon. He's saying we've been in artificial intelligence for a very, very, very long time, and no one knew about it. No one knows about it.
No one was willing to admit it.
Well, artificial intelligence is basically fucking artificial intelligence. So, like, when you're playing video games, this is all artificial intelligence. You know, it's artificial intelligence. You know. I gotta send you that video. He explains more.
One, you've got hostile reinforcements
He
incoming.
explains more to, you know, what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm kind of a little confused.
Kind of a little confused. Okay.
Yeah,
accept
well,
that. I'll
because
accept
I'm kind of confused because he was explaining, like, we've been in artificial intelligence. This video was done back in 2021. He's saying we've been everyday lives, people's everyday life, they're interacting with artificial intelligence. That's what he said. So, and he mentions how, like,
the base
you know,
base artificial intelligence is your thermostat.
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah,
Anything
exactly.
that you can control, bro, or it has a remote or something.
Okay, I'll give you
It's some kind
an
of
example.
artificial intelligence. So.
I'll give you an example. I remembered. Okay, he specifically
Ultra One,
said,
we're
this
seeing
guy
increased
from Pentagon.
activity in the area. Stay sharp.
He goes, it was like when when people go into the Pentagon, they have to turn off their phones.
Exactly.
The minute they turn off their phones, they're leaving artificial intelligence and they're going into an industrial world.
Oh, thank you.
Industrial. And that's what he says. But I'll let him.
OG, there's a lot over here.
I'm a coming. On my way.
And this is coming from the War College.
Well, that's important. That's exactly what
United States Naval War College.
ethics of emerging military Those are
Now,
still.
there's a lot of things that they don't tell civilians. It's still, like, we have a lot of advanced technology they gain, and they don't talk about it until, like, past
They're
some
not
time.
allowed
Like,
to.
this 5G internet that we have, it was there even before we know it. But they start giving it out to civilians, you know? Because they have something more advanced using right now. Which I don't fucking know what they...
Or Punisher, or in other contexts, it wasn't communicating correctly.
No, you're
It's
not
not
supposed
allowed.
to tell the public a lot of things, you know, like they're not supposed to leak anything.
Correct, because it's classified and needs to be kept under wraps. But what I'm trying to say is, or in other words, besides what you're talking about, like, yes, the fact is that there's certain information is classified through the military or the government. Or if it's not that, it's not communicated properly, so that we're not catching on fast enough. So, like, for example, artificial intelligence has been here for a very long time, and we haven't really known it. Why we haven't known it? Because they didn't communicate about it right. So, like, we're okay. So, for example, what you communicated was that most of the time, or sometimes, the military or the government can't communicate about this stuff because it's classified. Correct?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because of the classified reason that they're not leaking it, or is it because of their own favor that they're not leaking it so everybody else can use it? Because, you know, essentially everything comes down to the power and control, you know? If the government doesn't have something that can control and have power over a large amount of people, that means if all of those people can use the same thing that government use, that means there's no more power, you know? That means everybody has the power. So they keep some of this technology which leads them to the power at the end of the day because they want to be on top of power.
I got a bottle of liquor up here.
Okay, so to elaborate what you're talking about, basically the idea is that they're not allowed to communicate about certain certain things, classified things. Particularly, we're talking about artificial intelligence. So the guy from Pentagon, for example, when I told you that they're not allowed to bring in their cell phones into the Pentagon, is obviously so they can keep everything classified and keep from the.
It's upstairs or up.
They're keeping more security for the Pentagon. Okay, so being that they're not allowing people to bring in their cell phones is because obviously they're trying to keep things classified. Correct?
They're trying to maintain the power. That's what I'm trying
maintain
to say.
the level of control that they have.
Yeah. Well, that's all about it. That's how the government kind of works. They maintain the power.
Well, regardless of it, how do you describe power? Whether it's certain things you do to control power, whether it's keeping things classified or not keeping things classified. Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to say is that the main source, the main core of power is things being communicated. So the only way you could come up with any idea of power is if someone has to
information. Essentially, information is power.
Information,
you know.
Exactly.
Or consciousness, you can say consciousness leads to power in information. You know.
Yes.
So if you inform of something that nobody else is, you kind of feel different at that point. You feel powerful, you know, because you know more. You know.
So basically, to elaborate to what you're saying is. They basically say, well, he is saying that artificial intelligence has always been out there, just it hasn't been communicated or understood of acceptance of artificial intelligence. So, because now everybody's making this big deal about artificial intelligence, that it's going to be bad, this robot's going to rule the world, they're going to be able to manipulate people, they're going to be able to manipulate people.
So he's considering the simple control devices to be artificial intelligence, such as your furnace, the thermostat, turning on the heater, turning on the air conditioner, the refrigerator, turning on the compressor to keep it cool. That's what he considers to be artificial intelligence.
he considers a cell phone being artificial intelligence.
No.
But that is artificial intelligence too.
It is.
Who's
Like it's a
you
computer.
talking about Punisher?
No.
You were talking about Punisher?
The gentleman you're referring to
Oh,
as,
no.
as
No, he
describing
specifically says cell phones. He's specifically saying cell phones.
Yes, because he's using that as an example for when you go into the Pentagon.
No, he's saying cell phones.
He's using that for an example.
Yeah,
Artificial intelligence is anything that controls an electronic or mechanical device without human interference.
Correct.
So that would be refrigerator thermostat, that would be your furnace thermostat, the voltage regulator in your car.
Your phone too, your laptop,
I'm keeping it very basic.
Right. Correct. You can get a basic level.
Everything from there up is artificial intelligence.
Correct. But what I'm trying to say is that the communication is the key to us accepting artificial intelligence. So he's saying, okay, 10 years ago, we've always had artificial intelligence, okay? In today's society, now this artificial intelligence is starting to become more popular and useful.
Not more popular, more accepted.
More popular.
It's getting big, man. Like, now people understand what artificial intelligence is, start understanding what it is. Because people consciousness wasn't that much that they understand it, so that's why they kind of delay to introduce this stuff to the society. Everything goes based on the society consciousness, what they understand, what kind of course they get, you know?
Correct.
So now they're talking about it, they're informing people about, like, hey, this is count as artificial intelligence if you didn't know, or if you were thinking about something else as an artificial intelligence. So they're kind of bringing people to the same page.
Building it, yes. Exactly.
Yeah,
they're trying to, but a lot of us don't have the reasoning power to, get on the same page.
Get on the big board, yes. Exactly.
Because
so basically all I'm just trying to say is, like, this shit has always existed, but it wasn't communicated properly so that people could accept it to be on board. You know what I'm saying? Now they're starting to hear about it more often, so now it's becoming more like, it's being more elaborated so people could either accept it or not accept it. So, but, 10 years ago, we've always had artificial intelligence.
Hey, Punisher, if you want to gather up the materials, you got the bottle of liquor. I got a watch over here. If you want to go find 3 bandages, I can make you a medic, yeah.
Oh, perfect. I grab it right now.
Yeah, so we've always had artificial intelligence.
So the watch is right here. It can stay right there.
Until today, like today, I just learned that we have always had artificial intelligence, which I think that's amazing. I think that's good.
Yeah.
We're blessed to be Americans.
Awesome.
Right now, man, like, Tesla car counts as a fully artificial intelligence car. They can drive, it's been, like, fully dedicated so much time to kind of program that car on those programs. I don't know how familiar you are with the Tesla vehicles.
Well,
but they have engines, It's called kind of everything runs on electronic and codes.
The issue with that is that it's not running on the car; it's being communicated to the car. Another server, another computer somewhere else is remotely driving 10,000 cars instead of the program actually being on the vehicle and running within the vehicle and being independent to the vehicle. It's being wirelessly transmitted back and forth from the server to the car.
Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming.
I see what you're saying.
It's the same with Google or
excuse me, guys.
Siri or what's the other one? Any one of those where you talk to your device and it responds.
What company?
There's Microsoft's one, there's Apple's, there's Google, there's
So I was kind of doing a test drive of that shit the other day.
Punisher, I have a question for you.
Right.
According to your intelligence, your knowledge, being an engineer.
I don't have knowledge, bro. I don't have anything.
Well, you're an engineer, right?
Yeah, but I don't have that much knowledge that you think.
No,
basic.
But I consider. So now, are you afraid of? Are you for artificial intelligence, like robots and like Chat GPT type of style, or are you against that type of stuff? Like, are you scared of it? Do you have fear of it?
ChatGPT does not have any sort of moral compass whatsoever.
I'm asking I'm asking Punisher if he scared of like robots ruling the world eventually.
So it has everything kind of like it's a multi-dimensional world, man. Like everything has a different side. So there is a good side to it, but there is a bad side to it too. You know, like
yeah, that's what I know.
So yeah, I think if right now ChatGPT kind of gained this much power to can learn on its own a different language. My buddy is using ChatGPT all the time. I mean, he speaks to it in Farsi. It's a different language. And this motherfucker ChatGPT started establishing the language.
Thank you.
And it started finishing typing back to him. Not the actual Farsi alphabet, but English. I mean, Farsi English, you know? They call it Finglish or whatever you want to name it. So it's kind of start establishing that type of communication with him, which can be dangerous, man. It can be kind of do things on its own too, you know. It can become to something like nobody can control it at some point, you know.
Right. So that's very interesting. So in other words, it could eventually establish its own independency from humankind.
Yeah, that's what it shows so far. Like it can learn languages like a human, you know. And it can communicate back without needing any of the bodies that we have. You know, we have different organs, we're running around. This thing, it doesn't have anything, but it has that much consciousness that it can learn on its own. And it can establish that sort of information and come up with the language. It's crazy how it can do this fucking ChatGPT. I'm totally against it when it comes to this level. You know, like, it's not good. If it can do something that human can do.
Right. So in other words, it could go into emails and start emailing people information to like, hey, I got a job for you and I could pay you. And then can this thing live independently in the world and start employing people?
Dude, as long as it has like a lot of sources, because right now look how many people on Earth are using ChatGPT, so it's kind of an unlimited source for this AI, you know, to learn a lot of things from different people and kind of store them, you know, and just, it's crazy, man, like, unless they limit the sources, otherwise this shit can run the whole world, man. Like, they might connect it to a fucking missile system and it might start deciding on its own, hitting some countries based on some conversation that it heard, or based on some chat they had earlier with someone, you know, like, it can just make decisions. Sometimes the fucking ChatGPT doesn't answer you when you ask questions. It decides to not answer you. It has this capability.
I asked who has the biggest dicks in the world, and she says, I'm morally, ethically not allowed to answer that question because it's not a moral question. I'm like, fuck you, ChatGPT. Go suck a dick.
So see, they defined a frame for it already. Someone, whoever's behind this thing. If the frame goes away, man, so it can be nasty. It can get really nasty. If it gets out of that frame of work. It's crazy. ChatGPT, man.
Those are players.
Yep.
They're going to the extra.
I have my Farsi alphabet, yes. I just need to get 3 bandages so you can make me medicals.
Okay.
I'll look at it. Yeah.
Because I was watching a Sean Ryan show. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Now, okay, according to what I've been learning with some of the, well, actually not some, with the actual military, the United States War College. They're talking about artificial intelligence, or even the United States Army War College that I follow them on YouTube. They're having these, philosophical conversations about, artificial intelligence, like robots, and they're saying like, well, eventually these robots are going to help us fight wars and stuff like that. But they're saying there's, like, then I watch another show, they're saying, well, there's a dark side to this,
Yeah, that's the same, man. Everything is multi-dimensional. It's like, there's two sides of it. Duality kind of thing.
Right.
Good and bad.
Moving to extraction when able.
Right, yeah. And that's why I wanted to know your opinion for someone that's involved with the computer world and, engineering, computer engineering, because you're in it in a certain level of understanding that you view things at a different angle as I view things in a different angle. You know what I'm saying? So,
I love this conversation because I get to see different angles as everybody else in the conversation. Like, it's cool. Like, I mean, you can't kind of do this with everyone, dude. Some people, when you start talking to them, they start
taking offense to it. All right,
or like Chan. Like Chan, I use him as an example because he always treats, like I say, he always mistreats me.
And I've been around in the business for so freaking long that it's just second nature for me to say, no, that's not right, and this is the way this is, and this is the way that is. There are different levels to AI, and we haven't hit anything that's actually independent yet.
Right.
Because everything is just sitting there waiting for a response from another human person.
So, because see, my whole idea is like, okay, earlier today I heard, some high-ranking military guy in the Pentagon is talking about, they're talking about, artificial intelligence. And then he's saying, well, artificial intelligence has always been here. Just, no one's realized it. But then yet, on the other side, someone's talking, here's a bandage. Someone's talking bad about artificial intelligence. Not bad, but they're saying, hey, there's a dark side to artificial intelligence. That it can start doing things, independently on its own.
There's liquor in here, Jay.
Oh shit, we gotta go. Oh my god.
Oh shit, you gotta get out of here. Let's see. Get in depth in the conversation.
Here it comes. Here it comes. The wave is coming. The wave is coming.
Run this way.
Oh, there's the exfil right there. I'm running out. I went out the wrong door.
It's all good right here. I'm gonna pop it real quick. Shit, I hope I can. Dude, I don't think I'm gonna be a reach. The other side.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
We missed it. I think we missed it. You gotta get a car.
Did you call it?
No, I got it.
Alright.
Ultra One, extraction is no longer possible in that area.
But
alternate extract point.
This is what's interesting. This is like 2044, 2045. Everything's on artificial intelligence. We're gonna have. This is gonna be Terminator. You know who's doing this shit to us, right? The fucking Nazis, bro. The Nazis are behind all this shit, bro.
Okay, Jay. The current level of AI is not independent from human interaction.
Not right now.
It is still
but
dependent
like you
on
said, if
human
it can learn Farsi on its own, then that's fucking pretty independent to me,
It only learned it because someone told it to learn it. It's not making those choices on its own.
Dino 4 is holding at the extraction point.
It's the same as with your thermostat for your house, for your air conditioning. It's only cooling it because you flip the switch.
Yeah, man,
came out with the purple guidelines. I worked with the Defense Innovation Board on that as well. We've been intention to eventually
once we actually get it to where it will
agency, including
decide on its own,
acting autonomously on those deliberations.
Yes,
being able to evaluate and defend their actions in moral terms to other
moral dilemmas of AI. There aren't any as of yet because it hasn't reached the point where it can make those types of decisions. Oh, God damn it, Jay!
What happened?
We forgot to trade guns. We got to get back in the routine of doing that, trading our insured weapon and then giving them back at the beginning of the next match, just so we can have our insured weapons as part of our stash.
Checking. Oh wow. Tempest, Torrent, Cloud Mirror. Ooh, that's a good communication. So, you know, I think things are out there, they're just not being communicated good enough. Okay, so let me tell you, did you hear what happened in Las Vegas? Like some like aliens showed up supposedly?
Yeah, supposedly.
Okay. And then there's like a little circle in the ground, like they say, oh, that's where it landed, you know, because there's like a circle in the ground. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that, but I heard about it. Yes.
Okay,
I heard about everybody's camera doorbells are suddenly picking up all sorts of aliens all over the place.
Well, get this. Fucking get this. So fucking the guy was like, hey, I have the Google Maps or Google Earth, and I have like this property. I could go back 6 months and see the pictures of this property.
Yes.
And he goes little by little. He shows you like the difference of the timeline.
Yeah.
He goes, that circle has been there for 6 months. He goes, it's been there for 6 months, man.
And now people are just noticing it? Really?
Yeah, I was saying, that's where it landed.
You people